Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
Finally, ASU fans have their pound of flesh. Ray Anderson has resigned, ending one of the more polarizing tenures in the history of the athletic department. Because if you hadn't noticed, Anderson had become the most unpopular man in practically every venue he stepped foot into, including on the road. Like after last Saturday's epic win in the Rose Bowl, when ASU fans stopped their celebrating to chant, "Ray, you suck! Ray, you suck!" throwing the mobile billboard going around campus demanding his ouster, and the noise around the athletic director had become untenable. But in the end, Anderson is gone because the program is at the crossroads. From what I've been told, most alumni are extremely happy with Kenny Dillingham and do not want to lose him, and they know they need to ramp up their NIL collective to help him, but they were not going to donate another cent until Anderson was sent packing, and now it's happened. A little late in my opinion, as Anderson's handling of the Herm Edwards situation positively reeked of cronyism, destroying much of the trust inside the program. But now it's time for Michael Crow to find a proper athletic director who understands the modern realities of big-time football, and it's time for the wealthiest donors to finally put big money where their collective mouth happens to be. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW. Make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
It was a jubilant scene. It was an unlikely scene in Pasadena, and credit to the ASU fans that packed up and went to the Rose Bowl. And I think there was a lot of nostalgia. Hey, this is maybe the last time ASU ever plays in this building. Let's take the trip. It is a breathtaking place to watch a football game. There's no doubt about it. But to do that a week after they got handed a 52-point loss by Utah might have been the low point in a while for ASU football. But they go from the happiness of this unexpected victory and completely turn it to vitriol on Ray Anderson.
Yeah.
That says something about the level of vitriol that existed between the fan base and that office.
Yeah, and again, that mobile billboard, I've seen it going through Tempe in the times I've been down there. That can't be an easy thing, and I think at some point in time you've got to recognize that something has to change. And I think in the case of ASU, it's been way too easy in the case of ASU to blame fans, to blame people for complaining about the state of the programs, but not spending money on the programs, not actively participating in game day experiences for both the football team and the basketball team. And it's a nice thought if, as Vinny pointed out earlier, you were trapped in the late 70s, maybe the early 80s. There is no other sports franchise in this market that gets that kind of blind faith or loyalty from its fan base. I don't know why ASU thinks they're special that way. There's nobody else who gets it. And every pro team will tell you. It's all dependent on what they put on the court and or the field.
I will acknowledge college is different because of the deep emotional ties that people have to their alma mater that doesn't exist in pro sports. But beyond that, there is you still have to give people a reason to come out. And that has not happened largely in the Ray Anderson tenure. And look, we're still talking about this phrase that is attached to ASU football specifically, and this is the nationwide perception, and I laugh at it because how long can you stay asleep? This sleeping giant thing. This is the time to wake up the giant, and that's why this hire is so important, whoever the next head of university athletics is for ASU. And a lot of people that responded or reacted to this news reacted favorably, like it's a great day to be a Sun Devil because Ray Anderson was so, disliked by a lot of this fan base. But for a lot of those same people, the very next thought they had was, who's making the hire? Oh, it's Michael Crow. I don't feel great about it. And we just had Chris Cartman on, and he said very distinctly that Michael Crow, even as a university president who has grown ASU by leaps and bounds in 20 years in that position, doesn't understand the world of collegiate athletics at the level that needs to happen for this to have success. So, it's tempered enthusiasm I have right now. But if this is a monumental hire for ASU.
I agree.
If you're to believe the reasons given in the resignation letter of why he's leaving, you would have to think that the next hire would then be something different. That's somebody who would understand this new world of college sports. So you would think that if you are to believe that that is truly the reason that Ray Anderson is leaving and no longer the AD, that means that they have to find somebody the opposite of Ray Anderson, right?
Yes and no. I mean, you're going to have to find somebody who's not only understands the modern realities of college football, but then the fundraising box is going to have to be checked. That's going to be very key here. But yeah, in theory, what you're saying is accurate. I just really think that it's more about this. It's more about the fact that transfer portal is opening up, and and it's not just the fear of losing kids, because I think kids who are playing under Kenny Dillingham probably are enjoying this experience.
Yes.
It's the players he can't get because he doesn't have the NIL collective. Guys maybe who would look at that and go, I'd want to play there. What can I get? Oh, you don't get nothing? Okay, fine. I'm going there instead. So this, and as Kenny Dillingham said, they got about a month now to get this thing humming at a level where he can go into that transfer portal a month from now and build next year's ASU team.
Yeah, but as far as what to look for in the hire, and Jarrett was kind of hitting on it there, the opposite of Ray Anderson. People got turned off by the Herm Edwards hire and the stance of the university because it came off as, hey, we're going to reinvent the wheel. They tried in a lot of ways to reinvent the wheel by hiring Ray Anderson in the first place. Taking Roger Goodell's right-hand man from the NFL and plopping him into a college environment was, in a lot of ways, reinventing the wheel.
Yes.
Stop trying to reinvent it. It got reinvented for you. The wheel is new. Play within the wheel.
Exactly. There are football schools who have spent hundreds of years perfecting how to stay at the top.
Yes.
Don't think that you can shortcut them, because you can't.
No.
Not in those sports.
Nope.
It's the same thing. You look at the basketball arena. We're going to talk to Bobby Hurley here. Anybody with eyes can realize they need a new basketball arena, or you've got to really temper your expectations.
Yeah.
There's some hard truths here that they've got to look in the mirror.